What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy Chef, and you already know what time it is. Now, this is a little bit different. This is not a YouTube short. What you are watching here and now is the You Already Know Pod with your boy Chef. We call it the Y.A.K Pod. Yards after catch. You already know what time it is. You already know. But anyway, let's get right to it. We are going to be getting into some crazy things, hopefully doing some amazing things together throughout this off season and into next season and hopefully beyond. But I know what you all want to talk about, and you all want to get down to what happened yesterday. It's the day after. I call it the morning after. Not MOR, but MOUR. We're mourning. It's sorrowful. What we witnessed yesterday was like heartbreaking. It was gut wrenching. It was all of those things that you just don't want to witness. Now, there's a lot of blame to go around. A lot of people want to blame Dan Campbell. A lot of people want to blame Josh Reynolds. A lot of people want to blame this, that, the third thing. A lot of people want to fire AG. Man, I don't know why. I don't know why you want to fire AG. I mean, AG, I think, has done wonders with what we were dealing with. The personnel that we had, while it was good in spurts, and we knew this defense was a bend but don't break type of defense, it wasn't the type of defense that was going to win us a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it bent far too much this season, and the dam just broke. They could no longer overcome the mistakes that the offense put them in. Like the situations that the offense put them in, couldn't overcome them anymore. Now, fourth down. Jared Goff throws a pass to Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds drops the pass. This was a routine catch that we've seen Josh Reynolds make. Josh Reynolds has good hands. He hasn't had a problem with drops all season. And he dropped the pass. Okay, it happens. That's not on Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell didn't drop that pass. Dan Campbell was on the sideline. Dan Campbell wasn't playing. He wasn't playing. And I understand the mindset of Dan Campbell because, okay, we came out in the second half. First half, we dominated them 24-7. We come out in the second half, they go down the field, and that defense bows up. They bent, but they didn't break. They only allowed 3 points. So you go down on the next drive and you're moving the ball, and then all of a sudden your momentum gets stopped, and you're like, fine, whatever. 4th and 2, we're going to go for it. No problem. Jared Goff throws a pass. He's accurate. Boom. Hits Josh Reynolds directly in the hands. He drops it. Now, my man, the electrician, Jahmyr Gibbs, shout out. He comes out on the next drive, and there's some confusion with the handoff. He's on the wrong side, and he never gets the ball, and there's a fumble. Now, that was backbreaking because the defense, while they had just stood up the first drive, they had just given up a touchdown that drive. So that was 10 points scored in the space of a few minutes. So now, while the defense is scrambling, seemingly watching the 49ers creep back into the game, that fumble happened. And that wasn't a situation that we needed. That wasn't anything good. And the defense pretty much slumped their shoulders, and they gave up a quick touchdown. The next 2 plays. But all this happens, and the game is still tied. Right? The game is still tied, and it remained tied going into the fourth quarter. And we had opportunities. We just couldn't capitalize. We couldn't grab onto anything. We couldn't get that momentum gainer. We couldn't get that momentum back. And I don't know why. Because My sister hit me up during the game and she was like, you know, it's looking rough. It's looking rough. And I'm like, relax. We got this. We've seen these boys do this. We've seen them come back in one score games. I mean, we saw them do it Chicago, down 12 with a few minutes to go in the game. So when we were down 10 with 2 minutes left, I was like, yo, strap in, we got it. It's not even going to be a problem. But the way the ebbs and flows of the games were going, it just wasn't meant to be. And here's the thing. Like I said before, there's a lot of blame to go around. The one thing, the one thing that I can put on coaching, because I'm not going to put a drop pass on coaching. I'm not going to put the drop pass by Josh Reynolds on third down on coaching. And I know what Dan was thinking when he went for it again. He's like, I'm going to trust my guys, because why not trust your guys when you've been doing it all year and your guys came through 14 times? Quiet as kept, they came through 15 times. We won 15 games this year, okay? Because we beat the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. But that's neither here nor there. The guys came through 15 times. They didn't come through 6 times. And it just happens that sixth time was the time that sent us directly home. There is no next week. There is no, hey, let's bounce back and not string together 2 losses, which we didn't do all year long. That opportunity is gone. So the one thing that I can put on coaching, you have 3 timeouts. You have 1 minute remaining in the game. You do not run the football down there on the 1-2 yard line. You can't, because you have to burn a timeout, and then you have to rely on an onside kick. Onside kicks are damn near impossible to recover with these safety rules that they've put in. They've essentially taken the onside kick out of the game. You're not recovering an onside kick. And even had they recovered that onside kick and created that confusion, we already know the flag was being thrown because the ball was touched by the Lions before 10 yards. So that's the one thing. I can't put anything else on coaching. I can put things on lack of execution. We didn't execute. The coaches put our guys in the positions to make plays, and we didn't make them. This isn't a Jared Goff game. It's not on Jared Goff. Jared Goff was stellar in the first half for sure. But we couldn't even get into a rhythm in the second half, much like the Baltimore Ravens couldn't get into a rhythm the entire game. Let that be a lesson. Even the best teams. And going forward, all you SOL fans, you can kick rocks. Okay? All you trolls that were waiting in your mother's basement, heart beating out of your chest when it looked like the Lions really were going to do this, when we really were going to go to the Super Bowl. And then you came out of the woodworks to say, see, same old Lions. As I said, y'all can kick rocks. Y'all can get on up out of here. But even the best teams, when you do not allow them to establish a rhythm, and we are amongst the best teams, we are one of the 4 best teams in the National Football League right now. When you do not allow a team to establish rhythm at any point in the game, even if they have previously established rhythm, it's going to be tough sledding from that point. It was tough sledding for the Baltimore Ravens the entire game, but it was tough sledding for us in the second half. That third quarter bugaboo, it popped back up. And that's an issue that we struggle with all year. So this offseason, Dan and hopefully Ben are going to sit down and try to figure out how we can turn that third quarter trash heap into a gold mine, because that's what we need to do going forward. We can't have any more of those lulls. If we get rid of those lulls and we can come back with Ben Johnson and we can have that high octane offense, and you already know, just like I'm in the kitchen, oh, Brad Holmes gonna cook in the draft. Huh? Brad Holmes gonna cook in this free agency. Huh? You already know. Cause we've been there. We were 15 minutes away from the Super Bowl. Brad Holmes is going to do everything in his power to field a team that is going to take us over the mountaintop. We've seen it. We've seen the promised land. We was like, there go that Super Bowl. We just couldn't get to it. So guys, rejoice in the season that we had. How many of us, like I said, I was 9 years old when they went to that NFC Championship game. And I don't really remember us getting stomped out, but I know we got stomped out. And this one was ours for the taking. We just didn't reach out and grab it. So let's go on ahead and slay that same old Lions bullcrap. If you've got a friend, if you've got a family member that's on that same old Lions train, tell them to get off the train or get out of town. That's your boy Chef. You already know. Peace. Smash that like button. Subscribe. You already know what it is.